Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, back with another episode of Theory Thursday, and this week we're talking about high pockets. Alright guys, so as the title says, this week we are going to be talking about high pockets, and I'm going to be letting you guys know the truth about high pockets. So ever since I strung the pocket I use in my Lakota for my game stick, a lot of people have been stringing high pockets. Everyone always requests high pocket tutorials for everything. How can I get a high pocket that doesn't bag with a great channel? And I'm here to tell you guys that the honest to God truth is that it is almost impossible to meet all three of those requirements. So first, let's start by analyzing my Nike Lakota. This is a stick that I played with for about a year. You can see it's pretty worn, beaten, battered, and broken in. So this is done with my Nike Lakota tutorial. I'll link that in the description so you guys can find it. And a lot of people consider this a high pocket. Me personally, I like to more label it as a mid-high pocket because the truth about real true high pockets is they're very hard to achieve. So you can see, if I take my hand and I pound the pocket up there right under the shooting strings and I pound it in and I take a picture of it, of course, it's going to look like a high pocket because I pounded it in there. You can see that channel is nice and defined, very tight for this high pocket because, again, I have pounded my pocket in. And you take a still shot, and this is going to look just like a high pocket that's defined, not going to bag, and has a really tight channel. But in reality, in really playing situations, it is very obvious that that is not what this pocket is. So you can sort of make the pocket look like what you want by pounding it in. So you can see, and this is actually the way I prefer my pocket, but if I were to cradle one-handed, that pocket will drop right down there into more of a mid-baggy kind of scenario. And the reasoning is, it's just very hard to get a high pocket without using an extremely long bottom string and sacrificing some channel. So obviously I like my pockets to be very channeled, and I consider this a mid-high pocket because it is more mid-high. It does bag a little bit low, but I was able to get a solid channel in the pocket. So basically, the real truth about high pockets is that there's only a couple ways to achieve them. One, you can sacrifice some channel. So if you want to get channel, you have to interlock and pull down tightly the first 4 diamonds. As a general rule, on most heads, that's going to give you a good channel if you pull those top 4 diamonds down very tightly. But if you do that, that's going to take your last interlock all the way down to just about the middle of the head. If your last interlock is all the way down to the middle of the head, you have already foregone your possibilities of having a high pocket. Because by starting in the middle of the head, sure, you can take that triple up right there in the middle of the head and you can push that thing up into a high pocket, but it's never actually going to be a high pocket. The pocket is always going to settle straight above where you've got your bunching. So you can see I've got 4 knots, the last of which ends right here, and then I've got 3 diamonds bunched together. Well, guess what? That's where my pocket is going to end up. So it's very difficult to achieve a high pocket if you want that 4 pulled down tightly for the channel. If you really want a high pocket, then you can just knot 3 holes. It comes down to right here. If I were to bunch up after that, it would be a little bit higher, and great. That's a pretty high pocket, but then again, you've opened it up because you've only interlocked down to here, and you've opened that channel up. It's much less tight, and your pocket's going to be less consistent. And so if you do want to do that, you want to have 3 interlocks, you want to triple up high, and you want to get the triple up all the way up here and get that real high pocket. Even if you still do that, you still got to continue down with about 4 more diamonds of mesh down the rest of the head. And regardless of what you do, those 4 diamonds of mesh down here, they're going to create a little bit of pocket down lower. The only way to avoid this, to keep that high pocket from bagging a lot and keep it really a true high defined pocket, is to make your bottom string extremely long. So my bottom string is pretty high up to start with. My last sidewall diamond, it ends 3 holes away from the bottom. To get a real high pocket that's not going to bag all the way down here, you want to bring that bottom string all the way out to here, have an extremely high bottom string, and end that mesh off early. That's going to keep it high, and since that bottom string is tight at the bottom, it's not going to drop low down there. So in order to get the high pocket, and the real truth about high pockets, about true high pockets, is you need to sacrifice some channel with less knots down the sidewall, and you need to have an extremely long bottom string if you really don't want it to bag. So the moral of the story from all this is what I think performs even better than high pockets, while they may look glorious in one pounded in picture, is what I have right here. It's a baggy mid-high pocket with 2 U's and a straight. It's perfect because as an attackman, I can drive one-handed, drive two-handed. It's going to drop a little bit right in there, but with the East Coast mesh, nice and soft and broken in, as soon as I snap it once and go to cradle or shoot, it's going to ride up right in the mid-high under the shooting string and let me get really awesome whip, velocity, and power on my shot. So you guys that are really looking for high pockets, that's what I think you should do. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you found that this has been true for you in high pockets. Let me know if you think I'm just completely wrong. I'd love to hear your opinions, and let me know your suggestions for future 3 Thursday videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, like this video if you liked it, and have a great day.